Now, as we were getting ready to go on the air, breaking news, President-elect Biden to begin the formal transition process after the, it's the GSA? Yeah, the GSA is the agency that has to greenlight the transition. And that, Emily something or other, Emily Murphy, had been holding up the letter of ascertainment. Now, Trump tweeted this out, I guess, just a few minutes ago. I want to thank Emily Murphy at GSA, for interfering in the peaceful transfer of power, is what he's saying. For her steadfast dedication and loyalty to the country. Loyalty to him is what he says. She has been harassed, threatened, and abused. And I do not want to see this happen to her family, or employees of GSA. Our case strongly. It doesn't matter whether he concedes or not. I'm kind of enjoying watching him throw his little baby fit. And this is another thing, I was a hardcore Bernie supporter, but at this moment in time, I'm kind of glad that it's Biden. Because Biden is an institutionalist. Biden has all the connections to the Pentagon, to the people in Washington. I honestly believe, say Bernie won the election, even if Bernie had won it by a landslide, 10 million votes, had more than the 306 electoral college votes. I think it's very possible that the powers that be, the oligarchs that run this country, might have gone along with Trump's little coup. And that worries the shit out of me. I mean, any respectable person would have quit if they actually had a love for the country or democracy. But clearly she wasn't a respectable person. Now, Trump believes they will prevail, and that in the best interest of the country, now, multiple cases have been thrown out. The case in Pennsylvania, the Supreme Court said, nuh-uh, we're not going to hear it. And you have to wonder why, when they have such a crack team of lawyers on the case. This is Sidney Powell. We're going to talk about her ouster from the Trump legal team here in just a second.
Let me ask you about the state of Georgia. Obviously, yesterday, the governor there, he certified the election for Joe Biden. It's about 12,000.
You say that, but I kind of doubt that. I mean, you would think people from the Bush administration would never work in Washington again. But I'm sure the Biden administration is going to be full of them.
Votes. And what you see, will Georgia switch?
Yeah, that's a total farce. Georgia's probably going to be the first state I'm going to blow up, and Mr. Kemp and the Secretary of State need to go with it because they're in on the debate.
Now, this is another thing. When I was over on Operation Catter Day with Echoplex, they were watching the rally in Georgia, and the first thing I noticed was a sign that said Primary Kemp. Kemp, a hardcore Trump supporter. The Republican governor of Georgia. We have a split going on in the Republican Party. And I'm here for it. And several people during that rally was like, why should we even vote for these people? Blah, 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 blah. Our votes don't count. Good. Good. Think that way. Please. Why should you vote? Just because the governor won't help you cheat. Yeah, don't vote, please. Keep that energy for the Senate runoff races on January 5th.
Minion scam with their last minute.
But now, I've had a theory about Miss Powell here. Or maybe Mrs. Powell, I don't know. I believe she's wine drunk. She looks like the kind of person that'd be a little wine drunk at 11 a.m. Kemp did try to cheat for himself. But Kemp did it before the election. He did it by purging voters. Like after the election, he's like, hey, my hands are tied. It's the law, guys, you know. You got to be a little less obvious with your cheating. But, you know, right-wingers are just absolute fucking... hold on. Right-wingers are absolute fucking morons. Well, I didn't say she wasn't a classy lady.
Purchase or award of a contract to Dominion of $100 million. The State Bureau of Investigation for Georgia ought to be looking into the financial.
That's a very good point.
Received by Mr. Kemp and
if he could have cheated for Trump, he would.
Family about that time. And another benefit Dominion was created.
But I wonder if Sidney Powell's ouster from the Trump legal team has to do with giving interviews like this and attacking Kemp when they desperately need to hold on to the Senate. Comes down to those two races. And boy howdy, there couldn't be two worse candidates that the Republicans could run. I'm not that big of a fan of John Ossoff, but Reverend Warnock is a hell of a good candidate. I am behind him. And David Perdue and Kelly Loeffler are both dumb as fuck. They're not going to toe any line. They don't give a shit about party loyalty. I think they're only going to do what is politically expedient. And especially for Loeffler, it's all about the money.
Created to award is what I would call election insurance.
I'm not sure about MLK Jr.'s church, but he is a reverend. And several of the attacks on him by the right-wingers, because I'm pretty hostile to religious people. I don't tend to like them. But after several of the attacks, I looked up what they were talking about. I like Reverend Warnock because he stopped some cops from railroading kids and was like, hey, these kids need to have a lawyer present. That's my kind of guy.
That's why Hugo Chavez had it created in the first place. But I also wonder where he got the technology, where it actually...
I don't even know if there are moderates anymore.
...scorecard from the CIA.
Just to clarify, you're saying that Governor Kemp, who's been a longtime ally of the president, is directly involved because of financial benefit in the conspiracy to defeat the president in Georgia?
We have certainly been told that there is evidence of that, and it would warrant an investigation.
I'm with you too. I thought if they didn't win the jungle the one was a jungle. There's like 5 or 6 people in it. That was the Ossoff Perdue race, I think. Hugo Chavez coming in hot with election manipulation. Man's been dead for years. Well, I mean, it's the scary buzzwords. And like, I am convinced that this woman just wants to sell books. She's an author. She's a television producer. She hasn't practiced law in years in any meaningful way. So that's my theory. I think the whole reason she is doing this is because Trump supporters are fucking gullible. And I don't doubt, and her books, I called her a fiction author, but apparently her books are about like corruption in the Justice Department and deep state bullshit. So, I mean, she knows her audience.
If anybody were actually going to do an honest investigation.
What more could you tell us about that alleged conspiracy? The governor's involvement?
I can't give you any more details on that now, but it would certainly warrant an investigation. If it had been reported to me as a law enforcement officer, I would be investigating it steadfastly.
You know, I know you say you want to do your arguing in court. You are an attorney. You're not a press secretary, but you all did have a press conference last week.
She isn't going to say shit in court. None of Trump lawyers have. I keep telling right-wingers this. Because they're like, you don't know what you're talking about. You're delusional. I'm like, look up the fucking court transcripts. Trump's lawyers aren't alleging fraud in court because that's perjury. If you don't have any evidence, you can perjure yourself. And I love, one of the responses that one of them gave me was, I don't know what a pre-jury is, but a jury would find that there was fraud in the election. Oh, shit.
Do you think we're stupid? You think we're fools?
Yes, I do, Rudy.
Week. Jordan Sekelo said that there's going to be a filing soon in Georgia that would be explosive. Can you tell us anything? Can you make some news with us here tonight? Tell us anything new that you're going to present in that filing in Georgia.
Well, I can't say that yet, but hopefully this week we will.
This is the Hunter Biden laptop thing. Create a bunch of smoke so the right-wing numbnuts that are Trump sycophants will go along with it. And it doesn't matter what the facts are. Just look all over Parler. It's courts must throw out hundreds of thousands of illegal votes in Michigan and Pennsylvania. Okay, this is fun. CNN sucks chance live on air.
It is possible it could go to the state Supreme Court. Here's the key real quick, Brianna. The key is that the Secretary
O'Reilly would probably ask her to hop in the shower and loofah him up.
Secretary of State says she can't do any sort of recount. She cannot do any sort of...
I mean, it's probably the Proud Boys out there fucking chanting it. Is that a Nazi symbol on the freaking bullhorn he's holding? I can't tell. It may be a cactus. But like right there. Fucking Proud Boys. By the way, I'm fucking Parler up. Almost 1,000 people have viewed me sharing out this stream. I never get that kind of play on Facebook. I've been loving Parler. Feel free to, if you're over there, if you're a masochist, and you enjoy this kind of shit, follow me on Parler at Justin FREAKIN. Dan Bongino, there must be a special counsel appointed immediately to review the Biden crime family's illicit dealing with powerful communists from China. Now, they've been calling him, and like, they come up with funny names. They've been calling him Beijing Biden, which is funny. But there's no truth to it. Trump has fucking all kinds of business dealings with China. As far as I know, no evidence of Biden ever having business dealings with China has come out. Fox News even reported that the Tony Bobulinski, the Sinahawk deal never happened. There was no connection, nothing to prove that Biden ever had any business dealings. But I mean, they're just gonna keep running with it. Stop the Biden steal. It's really weird to live in the real world and then go into their little echo chambers. It's also scary. All right, so back to the Sidney Powell thing. They have booted her from the legal team. The Trump campaign actually issued a press release saying, like, she is operating on her own. She is not part of the legal team for the Trump campaign. And this came out today. Trump fears Giuliani. Other lawyers in Biden vote challenge are fools that are making him look bad. First of all, Mr. Trump, Mr. President, let me address you right here and now. You do not need the help of anyone else to look bad. You do that just fine on your own. But.
Do you think we're stupid? You think we're fools?
Yes. Yes, I do. President Donald Trump is worried his campaign's legal team, led by his personal lawyer Rudy Giuliani, is composed of fools that are making him look bad. Giuliani and other campaign lawyers have so far failed to invalidate votes and reverse an apparent victory for President-elect Joe Biden. That's never going to happen. It is the only thing he does well. Yeah, we're going to play that clip of Chris Christie here in just a second. Look at this. That fucking... Now, on Friday, we did the story about Rudy Giuliani's kid, Andrew Giuliani, testing positive for the coronavirus. What a, like... If Beavis and Gary Busey had a kid, it's Andrew Giuliani. But after the stream went off, our loyal viewer, Pumpkin, sent me this video that I did not know existed.
Please raise your right hand.
At first,
So, this is Andrew Giuliani being a dumb fuck at Rudy Giuliani's inauguration in 1994.
it seemed a heartwarming example of father-son bonding.
That's the dude we just looked at.
Andrew taking the oath as New York City mayor, along with his father, Rudolph Giuliani.
That I will support the Constitution of the United States.
But when Mayor Giuliani went to the podium, so did Andrew.
I'm going to have a co-addressee, I guess. Andrew.
And soon he was upstaging his father's no-nonsense message.
Of the centrality.
No. Is this his son from the marriage where he married his cousin? Is that the reason why he looks a little inbred? Can someone find that out for me?
Of God to our city. And New York City will again be the capital of
Very
the
true.
world.
It should be so, and it will be.
All of you have the same ingenuity, the same sensitivity, the same talent.
I don't know that it would have been Rudy that's tried to give Sidney Powell the boot. Rudy has probably tried to hit on Sidney Powell. If I had to guess, there are actual political consultants in Trump circles that are saying like, hey, this bullshit is going to cost us the Senate in Georgia. And this is more, it's not that Trump actually cares about the Republican Party. This has all been for his benefit. I would say it's more to stifle investigations that the Democrats might have the power to do with the Senate, should they take control. Yeah, Trump doesn't give a flying fuck about Georgia at all. This is all about, you've got to look at it from the eyes of a psychopathic narcissist. It's all about self-preservation to him. And if I had to guess, somebody in his circle said like, yeah, this is going to cost us the Senate, and then they're going to be able to investigate, because if you keep Mitch as the Senate Majority Leader, you're going to be, and that's another thing, wanting to fuck with Biden as much as you can, and trying to keep Mitch McConnell as the Senate Majority Leader would really fuck with Biden. But yeah, back to this dumb fuck.
Courage that our ancestors had, a stronger and a healthier city. It should be so, and it will be so. Thank you.
Wow. So that's a little chuckle fuck back in 1994. Currently, a special advisor to the White House.